But yeah, man, welcome back to the Snake Trap Sessions. I am so excited to be back. You know what kind of day it's gonna be when I got these bad boys on. What is good, everybody? It's your boy MJ up in the building. Welcome back to another Snake Trap Session vlog. If it's your first time tapping in, please do your boy a favor, hit that subscribe button. If you're a returner, and if you're even a trapper, you better hit that subscribe button. Actually, you're not even a trapper if you've never hit that subscribe button. Real trappers always hit that subscribe button. But yes, it would mean everything to me if you could just hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the dislike button. More importantly, drop a comment. Let me know how you're liking the vlogs. And let me know what animal you really want to see and what you want to know more about. I'm curious because these vlogs are all about giving you guys behind the scenes of what I've been doing here at the trap and what I have going on. But that being said, welcome guys. I hope you're having a great week. Happy Friday. It's going to be going down today because in today's vlog, we're going to be talking about the different variations of raising and keeping green tree pythons. So you have neos, or baby green tree pythons, then you have juveniles, which are slightly bigger, and then you have subadult green tree pythons, and then the final stage of keeping chondros, you have the adults. I'm also going to break down how I keep ambient temperature for my chondros. I'm super excited to show you guys this. I get questions about chondros all the damn time. I'm no expert, but I have a lot of homies who've been doing this quite a while, and I listen to everything that they say. So everything I'm about to show you guys today has been passed down to me, and now I'm passing it down to you. So why don't we get inside the trap and let's get rolling on this. But before we do that, there are some things I need to attend to. Clearly you hear chickens and roosters going off. That means alpacas need attention. Let's go see how they're doing. All right, I'm coming. Never easy being a alpaca farmer. They just free range their own food now, and there they are. Hi guys. So you got water. Water flows good. That's probably the one that wakes the wife up every morning at about 3:30, 3:45. More likely that's gonna have to go. Yo, here's T and Tamara chowing it down on their free range hay. I just gave up. I used to give them 2 portions, but they just, what? You're gonna spit? I will knock you out. Oh God, I'm out. See ya. How are you? You good? How's your day going? To introduce you to baby Andrew. He's the only chick in the clan baby. There he is. Baby Andrew. His name is AA. Sad to say that it's possible within the next month or so, if not less, I will no longer have T and Tamara because we're buying a new house. And our house may not come with all this property to keep beautiful alpacas to roam free, unfortunately. It really does suck. Man, these alpacas have been a part of my life for at least 5 years. But at the end of the day, I want to give them the best life. I want to give them what's right for them. So if we happen to buy that new house that does not happen to have property like this, it is what it is. They'll end up staying. More than likely, I'll give them to the neighbors where their home is. This is really their home. But best case scenario, I will be able to take them with me and still be all about that alpaca life, baby. But I will say we are keeping the chickens 100% because chickens equal monitor food, right? Eggs go to the monitors, even chicken. Son of a bitch. That's what happens when you're not paying attention. But anyways, yeah, chickens are for sure gonna come with us only because, you know, I eat the eggs, monitors eat the eggs. Monitors eat chickens, snake eat chickens, all that sorts of stuff. Chicks, all that. I mean, chickens just make sense to keep and raise chickens. So those are staying with us. Roosters, more likely not gonna stay with us. I might keep one OG rooster just to keep piping shit down, you feel me? But yeah. I really want to keep them. I'm dead serious, but I've been trying to keep myself together and just hoping for the best. Do me a favor, guys. Shoot your boy a prayer and give me the best luck on being able to keep T and Tamara because I do not want to give up T and Tamara. I would rather have them end their final days with me, with the trap, and that would be a cool chapter for them, I feel like. But whatever happens, happens. It's really not up to me, day by day. Let's get inside the trap and let's learn about these damn chondros. Shut up! Alright, what is good, everybody? Here we are inside the trap yet again. Let's get to talking about these green tree pythons, man. For sure, within the last 5 years, which is when I came into this industry, came into this hobby, wanting to collect green tree pythons, ball pythons, white-lipped pythons, you name it, I totally could see the biggest buzz and the biggest wants since me coming into this industry has been green tree python. Especially people coming from the ball python community, I've definitely taken a big interest on wanting to keep green tree pythons. Me being a ball python guy, have had plenty of my followers, plenty of my Patreon family members come to me asking me questions about how to keep certain green tree pythons. I keep all different stages of chondros, which we're gonna go over in today's vlog. Some of the things I wanna talk about first and foremost are the simple good habits that you can pick up before even getting into green tree pythons. And one of them is keeping a room with consistent ambient temperatures. When taking in a new green tree python, putting that snake inside of a quarantine room with consistent temperature is what's gonna get that snake settled in the fastest. You don't want to put a new green tree python through so many different stages of temp fluctuations, meaning you give it 84 temperature during the day and then all of a sudden it drops down to 70 degrees. That is just too extreme for a new chondro that you're trying to get established into your collection. First things first, you need to get a room where you can control the ambient temperature. For instance, in the trap right now where I sit, the ambient temperature is 77.6 degrees in this room. So when someone asks me, what temps do you run your snakes at? I say 80 degrees ambient, and that means I only run ambient for whatever's in this trap for the most part. I do have certain snakes that I'm breeding that have hot spots, to be clear. So if I have a snake that I feel is approaching ovulation or has already approached its ovulation or it's already gravid and it's about to drop some eggs, I then give it its hot spot of 85 to 90 degrees, just depending on what the snake is. But other than that, I like to keep it simple when giving my animals heat. It could get really tricky and difficult when you're running a bunch of heat tape for a bunch of different animals, controlling thermostats for different heat tapes. It can just get a little bit too much, especially for somebody who's never kept any snakes before. My advice before we get into things is keep things simple and keep things consistent. So why don't we start with the little babies, man? Let's go ahead and start with a neonate chondro that I have. This chondro that I'm about to show you, by the way, when I say chondro, I mean green tree python. Green tree python equals chondro, same thing, just so we know that, okay? But the first neonate chondro I'm going to show you is a designer chondro picked up from my man Socrates over at ARIELIMAX Arboreal. If you don't know who Socrates is, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to drop our podcast that we together in the description below. Click on that link. Watch the podcast that me and Socrates had, which was in person, very player. You can thank me later. This neonate setup I'm about to show you is something that I've been doing for all my neonates for the last 3 years now. I've tried different things, but I've also have found things that work for me, and whatever works for you, you need to hold on to and just stick with it and don't change it. That's another tip right there. Write that one down. If something works for you, you don't want to change it. Keep going. Meaning, when I say by work, if the snake's eating, if it's shedding, if it's pooping, all those consistent things, that means it's working for you. Do not change it. Moving forward, let's get into this neonate. I'm going to show you the simple setup that I have. So, here's where I keep SC2104. This is a feeding record that came with this neonate. 611 pH was its first meal. pH stands for pinky head. 619 shed. And then obviously pinky head, a pinky shed. So this tracks every meal it's had and every shed it's had. And I'm just keeping that moving right there, as you can see to the right. The back, he actually wrote down the background on the sire and dam, meaning the parents of this neonate, which I have broken down in a vlog before. But here you have Nitro, who's the dam, which was a Bushmaster import in 2016. And then you have legendary Sonic, who's White Diamond's brother, who has crazy designer background on him. This is great. Shout out to Socrates for doing this. Not only does he do this for me, he does this for every single one of his customers he sells a chondro to. So let's get right into it. Here we have SC2104. Specialty design perch, 3D perch, which does perfect for him or her. As you can see, the paper towel has water dumped onto it as well. Nothing crazy, but just enough to keep moisture accumulating on the sides there. You know, nothing should be dripping or anything like that, but you just want to make sure there's at least good enough humidity for this chondro. And it's sitting at 81 degrees right now. So this chondro is sitting at 81 degrees and it's definitely ready to rock. Look at this thing. Beautiful snake, man. Shout out to my boy Socrates. Simple and consistent. Wins the prize. As you guys can see, I keep the neonate very simple. Paper towel on the floor. I then get the water dish and I dump the water dish onto the paper towel, and then I fill the water dish back up. Some people don't even believe in spraying. I'm telling you what works for me, and I'm telling you what works for other people. But yes, spraying does not work for everybody. With the neonates, I don't like to spray as much. If the animal isn't shed, I will give it a nice light spray. For the most part, what's really creating all that humidity for that neonate is the moisture and the water that the paper towel soaking on the floor of the tub. So I feel like that's very important, and I actually learned that one from David D, who we also had a sick ass podcast together. I'll put that in the description below as well. So when you get done with Socrates, check out David D's podcast that I had on Trap Talk with MJ. It was a very player one. All right, guys, so that's the neonate. Before we go inside the podcast room, I do want to show you an adult monocory green tree python that I just got back in my possession. Yes, I bought this chondro 3.5 years ago, and sold it to a good friend of mine 2 years ago. But believe it or not, my buddy called me and said, hey, would you want her back? I kind of need to make some moves and I can't be keeping as much. And I said, dude, I would love to have her back. I got my hands back on a monocory green tree python who actually came back a proven breeder. She laid a clutch earlier this year. She's already back on food. She's doing great. But I want to show you how I keep her quarantine style. So let's check out this monocory. All right, so here we have Jade, who's sitting in quarantine, and this is the monocory green tree python that I was able to get back into my possession. I'm so excited. And she's beautiful. Yeah, there she is. Very simple. Paper, newspaper, fresh water, bamboo perches. I will say PVC perches, plastic perches is your best bet. Some of these bamboo perches could get mold on them and whatnot. Yes, monocory green tree python. I can't wait to get this girl out of quarantine and come up with some good breeding plans for her in the 2022 season. She's gonna get settled in more, and we'll get her inside that podcast room before you know it. Let's actually get inside the podcast room, because now I'm gonna show you some of my raise-ups that I've been having for quite a while. So why don't we get inside the podcast room? All right, guys, here we are inside the podcast room. So this is where I keep all my emerald tree boas, green tree pythons. I have boegas in here. I even have some green tree monitors hanging out right there on their perch. Say what up, Kevin and Brittany. So guys, in here I'm gonna show you where I keep juvenile green tree pythons. I have some subadult green tree pythons, and then I have some of my breeder green tree pythons that I keep here in this room. Like I said, everything's been established, everything has been past quarantine, and is doing well in this room. Otherwise, it doesn't come inside this room. This is the room of perfection. Anyways, let me show you guys this juvenile monocory green tree python that just came out of its yellow OCC phase. So this was a yellow neonate green tree python that I picked up 1.5 years ago, and now it's completely changed its color, and it's not yellow, that's for sure. Let's check it out. All right, guys. So here's my juvenile monocory green tree python. We just had a nice old meal, so she looks really plumpy right now, but she ate literally yesterday. Okay guys, so here where I keep some subadult females and some adult male green tree pythons. These are 2x2x2s that are currently in these style of enclosures. Snake here. Houdini, it's my girl. But as you can see, very simple water dish, pothos plant, perches. Now the pothos plant is really good for enrichment, but it's also good for humidity as well. Here we have another biac right here, does not play around. Probably the meanest chondro I have. You in the mood? Okay, we'll leave you alone. And then down here is where we keep the Vinsky blue line. Gorgeous animal here. Sorry about the bad lighting. Yep. Subadults, adult male chondro in these type setups here, and then where I have my adult chondros would be in a 3x2 right here. So this is a 3x2. And here's my biac female. So very simple, straightforward water dish, pothos plants, couple perches. You know, I will be breeding her at some point. This is just how I do it. I'm not saying you need to do things this way, but when you go the simple route, it makes your life a lot easier when keeping not only one chondro, but multiple chondros, multiple boreal species. The simplicity route is the best route for you. A lot of people like to bioactive everything, and they like that kind of maintenance. They like that kind of workload. That's fine. If that's your thing, then go for it. I hope it works for you. I really do. But if it doesn't work for you, then you need to resort to the simple life. Simple life is a happy life for a chondro. I'm telling you right now. Green tree pythons, you gotta love them, right? Simplicity is your best friend when keeping green tree pythons, on top of consistency, and you can take that to the bank 110%. That's all we have for this week's vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit on how I keep my green tree pythons on all stages, from a neonate to adult stages. If you have any questions, please hit me up on Instagram, or just do yourself a favor. Like I said, go down to the 2 podcasts I highly recommend with Socrates and David D, and you will learn even that much more about these green tree pythons. Thank you to all my subscribers out there. Thank you to all my followers on Instagram. Thank you to all the likes, dislikes, comments. If this is your first time tapping into the Snake Trap Sessions vlog, do your boy a favor, hit that subscribe button, because I drop these every single Friday, and you just don't want to miss what I might come out with. You just never know. You also will catch all my podcasts that I drop every Thursday, every Saturday on the weekly basis as well. Speaking of this week's, I am fresh back from Alabama. I just had a remote podcast with one of the most player chondro breeders, emerald tree breeders, ball python breeders in the world. I'm dead ass serious, the world. Man's very humble, but I've met him multiple times. I just got done kicking it and staying at his house. His name is MENDEZ. I am telling you right now, you need to go down to the link below. After you watch David D's episode, after you watch Socrates' episode, you need to finalize it with the MENDEZ remote podcast in-person episode. It was so player. I don't want to say anything more. Just please go check it out and let me know what you thought of it. Drop a comment, let Marshall know what you thought about it. But I'll catch you guys on next week's Snake Trap Sessions vlog. I appreciate every single one of you. Shout out to all my Patreon members out there. You guys mean the world to me. If you out there would like to support this channel more than a subscription, do me a favor and join the Trap Talk Patreon family. We are building a strong community of people who are on the same mission of wanting to do something big with these snakes, with these animals. We just come together every Sunday. We talk game plans, and I also give them the insights on what I have planned for the podcast, what I have planned for the vlogs. Everything is being said in these Trap Talk Zoom sessions. We would love some more trappers to join the family, so please, if you out there are a real deal trapper, go down to the link below, click on the Trap Talk Patreon link, and join the family. And I'll see you this Sunday at the Trap Talk Zoom session going down at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That's right, baby. I love all you guys. Shout out to my trappers, shout out to my viewers, shout out to my supporters, and I will see you guys next week. Cheers!